South African media will call this a great success and Trump has been snubbed. You know what? Delude yourself into believing that. Just like you idiots believe that the refugee program is only for farmers, and some of you believe it's only for Afrikaners and it's only for whites, and you're all just fools. You're lazy fools and propagandists. The U.S. Embassy website clearly says it's for racial minorities. And there are plenty of Indians and coloreds who've come over in addition to white, South Africans, Afrikaners, and English speakers. So keep deluding yourself and keep lying to yourself. You still have junk bond status. You still have 45% unemployment. The gangsters control your construction industry. The gangsters control your taxi industry. People are suffering. 90% youth unemployment. 8.5 million people with HIV and 600,000 with tuberculosis. Yeah, you keep telling us. You have cholera outbreaks in Hammanskraal. It's insane. It's insane. Your infrastructure is falling apart. But you go ahead and tell yourself that you had a great G20 summit by convincing Europeans to give money for the begging bowl and debt relief. Let's see how much of that actually comes your way. We get lots of promises from Europe. They promise to give this money to South Africa. They promise to do this. They promise to do that. But they almost never fulfill it. Never fulfill it. Seldom they fulfill it. Meanwhile, the United States has been carrying you for decades. And this is how you pay us back. Frankly, you're lucky Trump doesn't take action against South Africa's politicians for their behavior. Their behavior is insulting, reprehensible, vile, repulsive, and simply just tragic that they behave in that fashion. So kudos to South Africa. But I mean, who in their right mind thought that South Africa wouldn't be able to pull off this thing? They simply diverted fuel from Cape Town to Joburg and Waterkloof to make sure that OR Tambo and Waterkloof had fuel so these planes could get in and out. People couldn't fly out of Cape Town because there wasn't aviation gas. Yeah, of course. And they put 3,500 cops in Joburg to cover Nazareth. And then they beat people who showed up to protest. Did you think they weren't going to pull it off? Of course they can pull it off. Despite the fact that the country's collapsing, there's still world-class infrastructure in Sandton and a few places, and you can spruce things up for a few days. Absolutely. They spruced it up for the BRICS Summit when I was there as a journalist covering it 2 years ago. Of course they can put on a good show. They're good at dog and pony shows. It's about the only thing the ANC's good at. Certainly not good at governance, that's for darn sure. But pat yourself on the back. What a great G20. What a great 20. It's over now. So you can try to milk it, but South Africans have lost interest. 1.4 billion rand spent on this. Is that what it was? Something like that? 700 million for the city of Johannesburg? Okay. Well, that well is dried up. And South Africa, which has no money, South Africa, which has junk bond status, can only borrow money at exorbitant double-digit interest rates. South Africa pledged $36 million to the Global Fund, money it doesn't have. South Africa is a recipient from the Global Fund, and you're giving money to the Global Fund? It makes no sense. It's empty virtue signaling. Just like the debt relief, it's empty virtue signaling. Just like the begging bowl that Ramaphosa pushed here, it's all empty virtue signaling. This is tragic. This is tragic beyond belief. And if for those of you in the Financial Mail and Business Day and Times Live and News 24 and all those publications that want to keep saying that Trump didn't come because of white genocide, you're liars. That's not why Trump didn't come. The issues have been existed all year. And we've opposed this issue of turning the G20 into a begging bowl and demanding debt relief. You can shove your debt relief. We've given Africa debt relief over and over again. HIPC, the heavily indebted poor countries initiative, enhanced HIPC, and then simply flat out debt relief. And every time you waste the money, you come back and try to play this white liberal guilt and colonization nonsense, and suckers fall for it and give you more money, and you steal it, and you spend it fruitlessly. You don't deserve debt relief. You don't deserve debt relief. Almost nobody deserves it. Does that hurt somebody's feelings? Well, it's the reality. Show me the cases where debt relief is paid off. Ghana did well, but now they're right back in the hole again. Mozambique has not done well. They didn't use money for good governance. They had HIPC twice. Billions of dollars forgiven. Country run by socialists. We give money to fascist autocrats in Zimbabwe so people don't starve to death or don't die from HIV. We give money to Mozambique, fascist autocrats, same reason. And what do we get? Fascist autocrats. ZANU-PF still runs that country into the ground every single day. ANC still runs South Africa, despite the fact that they're only a plurality party in the election. So you can pat yourself on the back of the G20, but it means virtually nothing. It's empty virtue signaling. It's nothing. Nonsense. Nix 9 and yet 9 to Bahnhof. That's the reality of it. It means nothing. So go ahead and delude yourself in thinking it's a wonderful event.